You're going to hate how much the Steam Machine costs in this leak, according to BGR. We're going to talk about the price of the Steam Machine. It is, exactly what we speculated it was going to be, over $1,000 or around $1,000. I figure, taxes, it's $1,000 box, and it's really not that powerful. So gamers aren't real happy. We talked about it a little bit before. I know Linus Tech Tips did, talk about in videos, and they said that, look, people were expecting a $500-$600 machine, and we're talking $1,000 for this. Now, that's what they're saying. That is the leak. Whether or not that happens, who knows? But given the cost of everything now, given the cost of RAM, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to cost a lot more than the Steam Deck. So let's talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Hey, I've got a video out there. If you go out to Clownfish TV and you look for the DIY Steam Machine, we took a Geekom computer, a mini computer, and it's actually got better specs than the Steam Machine. It was a $600 or $700 PC, and we turned it into a Steam Machine. So I think some people are going to be looking at that option, considering that it's just running Steam OS. But if you're going to buy the official Steam Machine, good luck with that. It's going to cost more than a PS5 Pro. It's come from BGR. You're going to hate how much it costs. Okay, for anyone hoping the price of the Steam Machine was going to be as competitive as the Steam Decks, you might be in for sticker shock. While some were already warning that the Steam Machine was likely going to cost more than you think, that would be Linus Tech Tips, and a lot of people blasted them for that. They actually went to Valve and said, hey, this thing is going to be what, $500-$600, and they just kind of were like, yeah, no, it's going to cost a lot more than that. It's basically a small form factor gaming PC. There weren't many guesses that came close if the new price is accurate. As reported by WCCF Tech, Czech retailer Smarty listed priced estimates for Steam's upcoming cube-shaped computer. They're quite the doozy. This is a really awkwardly written article, by the way. They said in US dollars, the listings are $950 for the 512 gig model of the Steam Machine and over $1,000. That's $1,070 for the 2 terabyte model. I think it was a 1 terabyte they're talking about. That puts the price tag quite a bit higher than many were anticipating. No, actually, if you were paying attention, people were expecting this to be a $1,000 box. The Gabe Cube. Yeah, it's going to be $1,000. Stem cells are like tiny repair crews in your body. They go and fix things that need to be fixed. And guess who's been ahead of the curve on all of this? Joe Rogan. He's been talking about this for years. Just watch.
I had a full-length rotator cuff tear, and the UFC gave me a doctor in Los Angeles, and he looks at my MRI and goes, you're going to need surgery. I go, 100%? He goes, I don't know how you're using it now. It's a matter of time. You're going to need surgery, so it might be better to do it now. So I got it shot up with stem cells. And this was the early days of stem cells in America where you could get away with more. You got to go to Mexico now.
But here's the craziest part. Most stem cell therapies are illegal in the U.S., not because they're unsafe, not because they don't work, but because they work too well. And that threatens big pharma. If you could heal your knees, fix your back, or recover from surgery without pills, insurance, or endless doctor visits, what happens to their profits? The FDA has blocked these treatments. As a result, people are forced to go overseas just to get access to their own biology, and it's expensive, unregulated, and out of reach for most of us. Just one placenta stem cell injection can set you back $50,000. Honestly, I don't have that kind of cash on me right now, but here's what most people don't know. There's a natural way to support your own stem cell activity, and it comes from high flavanol cocoa. Studies have been done to show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees coming out of a beehive in your bloodstream. Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee actually backs this up. Check out this clip.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavanols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it.
That's right, dark chocolate. But here's the thing. Flavanols are the good stuff found in cocoa beans, but they're usually destroyed during the chocolate making process. That's where Black Forest supplements come in. They've created the first ever high flavanol cocoa powder packed with everything your body actually needs. And it's only 20 calories. Mix it in with your coffee or your protein shake. It tastes amazing. This isn't regular cocoa, it's stem cell fuel. No sugar, 20 calories. Mix it in coffee or shakes. If you feel old, slow, or just off, lazy stem cells might be why. But this, it flips the switch. Over 100% increase in stem cell circulation, according to Black Forest Supplements. 40% off. Get 40% off for 48 hours only. Link in my description or the pinned comment below. Don't miss it. That's blackforestsupplements.com/clownfish. blackforestsupplements.com/clownfish. Thank you very much, Black Forest, for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into the news. The prices are merely estimates, though, so take this information with a grain of salt. Well, actually, what they did is they went into the code, I guess, on the website, and that's what they're saying the prices are going to be. So people are not happy. This is coming from Screen Rant. The Steam Machine price leak has gamers horrified. I'm good. So this is what they're saying it's going to be. It's going to be, let's see, semi-custom AMD Zen 4 6C 12T up to 4.8 gigahertz. The GPU is going to be 8 gig. It's only got 16 gig of RAM. It's going to be, okay, I guess this is a 2 terabyte model. So it's going to be 5, 12 gig or 2 terabyte. It's going to have a micro SD slot, a couple of USBs, and SteamOS 3. Again, you could replicate this relatively easily with a mini PC, but it's not going to be optimized for Steam. But you're going to save some money, right? A Reddit user took to the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit earlier today to share a post from a Czech retailer. Okay, let's look at this post. Here we go. Removed by moderator. Oh no, I think that's going to be legit. Yeah, this person says, yeah, at that price, I'm good. This person said it needs some further math. The Steam Deck price isn't similar to Steam's pricing. The cheapest of the Steam Deck is $700 after converting US dollars. Okay. $950 might be a good entry gaming PC price nowadays. Is it really? Well, I mean, yeah, you can buy a couple of years ago, you could buy a mini gaming PC even for that. What does the equivalent pre-built PC go for? A year ago, I would have thought $650 to $700, but I'm not sure now. Who would buy this over a console at this point? I get Steam, et cetera, but if you're a console gamer, no chance. Yeah, the only selling point of this is that it's plug and play, because a lot of people, they want to get into PC gaming. They don't want to mess with the PC and all the stuff that, goes along with it. So they're like, okay, the Steam machine is going to be a good entry level. You can play your Steam games on your TV, just plug it in and you're good to go. And it's just like using an Xbox, but it's going to cost a lot more than an Xbox. So yeah, at that point, just buy a laptop or something. It's like, what? So if you have a decent PC, why would you even consider this? They did say it was targeting the Steam Deck users who play docked 100% of the time. So around 400,000 people. They don't expect to sell loads. They're not going to sell loads of this thing. This is me. My one and only PC is a deck. I'm the target. I will buy it. Someone said that even though they thought they talked about having specs at or above 70% of users, only 1% are actually going to buy it. That's over 1 million units. That's still, for a console, that's not good. I mean, it really isn't. I mean, Xbox is going to nope out of the market here pretty soon, I think. But yeah, you could buy a full fat 5060 PC for the same price, $1,000, which would be faster. So they're trying to make excuses for it. The thing about console gamers is they're very touchy about the cost of things. If you suggest you'd be better off going with a PC or building a PC or something, they get really pissy. I have run into this on social media. I'm like, hey, yeah, instead of buying an Xbox or a PlayStation 5 Pro, just go buy yourself a cheaper gaming PC. You can play pretty much anything. They're like, no, because the consoles are easier and they're optimized. And yeah, that's true to a certain extent, but the PC also does more and you can upgrade it. But they're picking some of the more expensive things here. They're like, a Steam machine is nothing but a PC. I cordially invite anyone to just go out and buy the parts to make their own, like I did. Start here. Oh, look, just the case is $200. Yeah, not all cases are $200, buddy. I hate to break it to you. Like I said, you can buy a mini PC, which is probably about the same size as the Gabe Cube is going to be, and you can buy a mini PC for like $500 or $600, right? So yeah, that's apples and oranges, man. You're picking a more expensive case. I built many PCs. It's a nice case, but yeah, you can't build a PC for that. Actually, you're not gonna be able to build a PC for that because the cost of RAM is going to go through the freaking roof. The cost of GPUs are going to go through the freaking roof. And I just don't know who this is for. I really don't know who this is for. They said, yeah, Alliance Tech Tips previously speculated the Steam Machine could cost a minimum of $600 to manufacture and could be sold around $700. Unfortunately, Valve is also likely having to deal with a RAM availability issue, causing delays to the next generation of PlayStation and Xbox consoles. So an increased price isn't exactly out of the question. So here's the thing. And I've talked about this before. I think this is part of the reason that retro consoles are doing so well. I think we've hit a ceiling on gaming tech, or at least what is adopted by the mainstream. And I think that, people are going back to older games, or they're playing games that aren't, pushing the limits of their computers, because the graphics mean shit if the game is shit, right? So the games are being played are pretty middle of the road. And they're saying that the average GPU is like a 3060 or something like that. So we don't need the latest, greatest technology. We don't need a PlayStation 6 right now, because I don't know if the PlayStation 6 is going to offer anything for most people above what a PS5 can. And it took 5 years for the PS5 to kind of come into its own, right? Because people are like, well, PS4 is good enough. I think we're getting to that point now where the technology is good enough. And if it's going to cost a hell of a lot more to upgrade, and there's no reason to do it, because Steam, like, you can play Steam on any PC. So why would you buy a Steam Deck if your computer is already running Steam, right? And I think it's going to be the same with consoles too. I think we're going to see these consoles, the generations are going to be they're going to last a lot longer. It's not like when I was younger, we went from Atari to N64 in like 20 years, a little over 20 years. So every generation was a major upgrade, and that's not happening anymore. It's like the improvements to graphics, whatever, it's nominal, and people are playing games from 10 or 15 years ago still, right? Grand Theft Auto 5, whatever. They're playing, Fortnite. They're not playing these like super RAM intensive, GPU intensive games. Cyberpunk was kind of an exception, but I don't think Cyberpunk's had the staying power that these other games have. People are going backwards, and they just want fun games. And so it's going to be a tough sell for anyone to get into the console market, I think, especially if it's just a PC. It's just another name for PC. It's just, it costs as much as a PC. If it quacks like a duck, it is what it is. But good luck with that. Gamers aren't having it. I think they honestly thought they were going to get a machine to play all their Steam games for like $500, and that's just not realistic. It's not going to happen. And I don't think this is going to be a huge seller. I could be wrong. I don't think it's going to do that well. What do you think? Leave a comment. Let us know. We will talk later.